Hi, everyone. So, today I'm going to give you a brief introduction on what sleep training is. I know that there is a lot of information out there. There's ChatGPT now, there's all sorts of AI which you can type in and kind of ask, what is baby sleep training? And it'll give you a multitude of answers, methods, and all sorts of information for you to have a read through, right? But understanding what actually baby sleep training is and going to a baby sleep trainer to get advice, what this difference is, whether you can sleep train on your own or whether you need help. So, I'm going to touch on all these topics today, starting off with what exactly is sleep training. So, in short, sleep training is basically us teaching your baby how to fall asleep independently without your help or assistance. So, traditionally, if you look at how you put babies to sleep, it's either by rocking, holding them, or feeding them to sleep. So, you always have a part to play as the parent or as the caregiver in putting your baby to sleep. What baby sleep training does is remove this assistance very slowly, very gently. From your baby, you kind of slowly remove the assistance that you give them to put them to sleep and help them gently to learn how to put themselves to sleep, right? So, that is basically what sleep training is in a nutshell. Is baby sleep training necessary? No, it is not. Not in all cases, right? So, some babies are born with the ability to self settle, and you don't really need to like help them or teach them how to put themselves to sleep, right? But some babies are not born with that ability and they need a bit of help and support from us. So, in such an instance where your baby is waking up multiple times at night, they are not doing long naps, they are unable to self settle or they are unable to self soothe, even if you assist them, you are probably rocking them for more than 20 to 30 minutes to put them to sleep. So, if this is your situation, then baby sleep training would definitely help. So why is it that we need to teach babies to sleep, or why do we need to teach them how to self soothe? Don't they know this already? I mean, you always say sleep like a baby, and like you assume that babies are born with the ability to sleep and sleep well. Well, in some cases they are, like I said, but in other cases you've got to teach them. So sleep is basically a skill, right? It's like, them learning how to walk, or them learning how to crawl, or even cycle when they're bigger. It's a skill, so you need to teach it to them, and also you need to give them a lot of opportunity to practice it so that they become very good at this skill, or they become very good at self settling and self soothing. So one thing that parents don't understand also is the fact that sleep training can take time. You won't get a magical answer, or you won't get an immediate response to the problem that you're having, right? Because your baby's body clock has to adjust, you have to make certain changes in their routine, and of course you've got to also look at the way you put them to sleep and change that, so that you slowly help them to become better at self settling and less reliant or less dependent on you to put them to sleep. So, now let's answer the question, how would a sleep trainer help? What exactly do they do when they attempt to sleep train your child, right? So, what happens is a sleep trainer would first analyze the situation. What is currently happening? What is the baby's current routine? How much of daytime naps are they having? How much of night sleep are they having? What's the balance? What's the wake window? When are the meals? How many feeds are they having for the day? So all this is first analyzed to understand the current situation and to identify certain areas that may be problematic, right? And then we look at two different things. So first thing we would look at are the sleep hygiene factors. Sleep hygiene factors will have what is the baby wearing when they're sleeping, what is the temperature of the room, how much of light comes into the room, how much of sound comes into the room, is the baby fed enough, what kind of environment do they sleep in? Is it a cot? Is it a bassinet? What does the cot look like? Where is it placed? So, all these things that are within the control of the parents, which we can change quite easily also, are first our go to, right? So, we would first look at what is the current situation, and then if there are any changes that need to be made in the sleep hygiene factors, these would be highlighted to you, and you would be given certain changes to be done to assist your baby to fall asleep, right? So now, one thing you need to remember is sleep is a scientific or a biological process, right? It happens in the same way. There are two processes which govern it. And so we look at how do we maintain consistency to make sure that these two processes that govern sleep happens seamlessly without any issues or problems. So one aspect of doing that is looking at the sleep hygiene factors and making certain recommendations or certain changes that a sleep consultant or a sleep coach would do, and ask parents to do certain changes based on that. So that's one angle of sleep training. Then, when we look at the other angle of sleep training, we look at the method. How do you put your baby to sleep? Right? Do they have any sleep association? Are they dependent on you to rock them to sleep? Are they dependent on you to feed them to sleep? Or any other mechanism of walking around, or even, taking them on a drive just to fall asleep? So, what is the method that you currently use to put your baby to sleep? And the reason we look at this is because the babies always remember where they fall asleep, right? So, if they fall asleep in your arms, or if they fall asleep while breastfeeding, they remember this as the place that they fall asleep in. They don't understand that once they fall asleep, you unlatch them and you move out of the equation, that you put them in the cot and you're not no longer there in the room, even sometimes, right? So when they go from one sleep cycle to the next, and usually for a newborn that is from 0 to 3 months, this happens within like 30 minutes. Whereas for a baby who is above 4 months, this would happen after the 45-minute mark. Once they complete the first sleep cycle and they enter the lighter stage of sleep just before they connect the next sleep cycle, they wake up, in the sense they open their eyes, and this happens involuntarily, right? And when they do open their eyes and they realize that you're not around, this can actually stimulate them to have a wake up, a full on wake up, right? And then that's why most parents come to me and say, Shahara, my child won't sleep beyond 45 minutes. They are very happy with a 45-minute nap. It's not that they're happy with the 45-minute nap, it's just that they don't know how to connect beyond the 45 minutes, right? So, how do we then move past this? This is where the method comes in, how you put your baby to sleep. So, that is another angle that the sleep trainer will advise you on based on your baby's age, your baby's temperament, your parenting style, and the kind of routine that you all have, right? Because that changes each family based on whether or not the parents are working, who is looking after them. All these things come into play when we come up with a personalized plan. But the main thing is that the method that we recommend will always slowly and in a very gentle manner, not using cry it out method, we will recommend for you to start controlling the amount of assistance that you give the baby to fall asleep, whether it is by feeding, whether it is by rocking or walking, and help the baby to start working more towards falling asleep, right? So this is in essence what we do, what we recommend, and what we help you with when it comes to sleep training a baby. If you have any questions with regards to sleep training, if you are confused whether that it would work for you or not, You can DM me, you can WhatsApp me, and ask me any questions that you have, and I'll be happy to assist you.